Hey, what is up guys? Today I'm going to be humiliating myself for views. Today I'm filming a video where I let my friends expose me. So I texted all my friends and asked them what they thought my most embarrassing story was, and I'm going to be sharing them all with you. But before the video gets started, I have a big announcement. I got my first hate comment, so now I'm going to be uploading 2 times a week because I figured if I'm going to be getting hate, then I might as well be successful while doing it. Now I'm posting at Thursdays at 5 and Sundays at 5, so get ready for that. More quality content coming your way. Let's get on with the video. I ranked these from what I think is my least embarrassing story to my most embarrassing story, so if you want to hear the time I completely humiliated myself this summer, wait till the end. Now you have to watch the whole video. The first story that I'm going to be telling is the one that my friend Kayla sent to me, but it happened when I was little, which is why I have it ranked as my least embarrassing. Okay, so I texted her what's the funniest thing, and she said, my favorite story of you is when you farted during a shot at the doctor's office. Basically, I had to go to the doctor's office to get my flu shot. I think I was like 8 or 9. I was sitting there and she was like, alrighty, we need to relax your arm, count to 3, breathe in, and she goes 3, 2, 1. And then on 1, I farted. And everyone in the whole room just started laughing at me. And luckily the nurse thought it was funny, otherwise it would have been so awkward. But then we had to do the whole countdown again, and then I had to get the shot. I fart a whole lot, so shout out to Kayla for sending me that story because I forget about that most of the time. She also said the second most embarrassing one is when my parents were dropping me off at this thing called Black Weekend, which has to do with my most embarrassing story at the end, where our entire debate team gets together and sleeps at someone's house for 2 days, and we just do a bunch of debate work. And basically my parents were pulling up to drop me off, and Kayla noticed that they were pulling up to drop me off, so they turned Come Get Her on as loud as they possibly could, and it was really awkward. Next, I'm going to do Mia's story. It wasn't really a story, it was more just an event. She said that the most embarrassing moment for me was when I opened the credits on the video for the show I did in 5th grade, which was Pocahontas. So I'm gonna go play that clip for you. Here we go. That is me, right there.
Wherever Pocahontas, she could be anywhere.
Okay, that is enough of that. That is worse than I remember. Thank you for that, Mia. That was awful. Alrighty, I'm just gonna leave it in there. Next up on me humiliating myself for views, my friend Layla said I should tell the story in 5th grade when I yelled at a debate judge that they were killing children and giving them cancer. When I was in 5th grade, I was on the Nature Bowl team. I don't know if anybody's done Nature Bowl, but basically, you go and you learn about, nature. This is a terrible explanation. But you had to, learn about environmental issues, and I learned about the effect of plastic water bottles. And then our final debate of the year comes around, and it turns out that the topic is plastic water bottles. And I go into the debate round, and we're sitting there, and I get up, I'm the last speaker, and I start screaming at the judge that if they don't vote for my team, they will be killing children and turtles because of the bad effects of plastic water bottles. And basically I gave a 3-minute speech just screaming at the judge about how they were killing children. And I lost a whole lot of speaker points, but my team won the round. On to the next story. Okay, so Emma sent this one to me. It's more awkward than anything, but she invited me on a trip with her family to go to Kayukis. We were spending time at the beach, and I had just met her 7- and 5-year-old cousins this day, and we're playing charades. Her cousin is acting out mermaid, and she's going, and me, being the immature 7th grader I was, yelled out stripper because it was the first thing that came to my mind. I met these kids like 2 hours before this happened, and I was on a trip with her whole family. Hopefully her family doesn't hate me. I don't think they do because this was in 7th grade. Alrighty, on to the next story. This one was also in 7th grade. This was up there with my most embarrassing moment. It's not as bad because nobody's forgotten about it. I'm lying to myself to make myself feel better. But in 7th grade, I was really bold and I decided that I was going to run for president of the class 8th grade year, and the elections were at the end of 7th grade. I wrote this whole speech. I thought it was amazing, but keep in mind I knew I was going to lose going into this because in middle school everything's a popularity contest and no one liked me in middle school. Partly because I was a weird debate kid and partly because I was a bitch in middle school. I full sended it anyways, and I get up there, I'm giving my speech, I think it's going pretty well, and up until this point nothing too embarrassing has happened. But I had this whole thing planned out at the end of my speech where I start playing We're All in This Together and then run around trying to get high fives from the audience and doing this whole dancing around the gym. And unfortunately for me, I decided it would be a good idea to wear flip-flops and a dress during all of this. So the music starts and I start running. My shoe falls off. I try to put it back on. It doesn't go back on. So I continue running around the gym with one shoe on. There are 700 7th graders watching me. I go down to the first row to get high fives and not a single person high fives me. And I still am smiling and jumping around. And then, since no one high-fived me, I'm going out in the middle and clapping and just completely making a fool out of myself. Apparently I flashed everyone too because I was jumping up and down in a dress that was way too short for me. My crush turned to my best friend. They were sitting next to each other and he goes, "Oh my goodness, pass me the bleach." And no one told me that this was a bad campaign speech until 2 years later. I legitimately thought that I had done a fantastic job and the entire 7th grade class was just making fun of me the entire time. That was a pretty low moment for me. Now that I've thoroughly humiliated myself, let's get on to my most embarrassing moment. It was awful. I don't know what I was thinking doing this. So, I already told you about Black Weekend, which is the sleepover that we have for our debate team. And it's not just our debate team, we have other schools that go too. God, why am I doing this to myself? We have other schools that go too. We all get together and we're sister schools, we have the same coach. And I'm not gonna say this boy's name because I think he watched one of my YouTube videos. Basically, everybody mutually agrees that this was my most embarrassing moment ever. But I get there and there's this kid I had never met before and I was like, damn, he's pretty cute. So I was like, I'm gonna try and flirt with this kid. It's gonna be a great idea. All my friends were hyping me up, but I am terrible at flirting. Absolute trash. And then I'm finally you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go talk to him. And it goes so badly. He's in this room giving a speech redo to our coach. And I know he's in there, so I'm sitting outside, chilling, waiting for him to come out so I can talk to him. And he comes out, I walk up to him, and then panic and just look at him and go, "Do you want to make out with me?" And he looks at me and he goes, "No." And it was the most awkward moment ever. And I didn't know what to do. So he says no and I go, "Well, it was worth a shot. How'd your speech redo go?" Yeah, that was the most embarrassing moment I've ever had. But you know what? There's a lesson we can learn from this because this boy still talks to me. So you know what? If you think you've messed things up with a guy you think is cute, just keep trying because they may not hate you after all. I really, really hope he doesn't watch this video. Take it from me. Not everything is as bad as it seems. People will bully you about it for a year. Your entire debate team and all of the other debate teams will know about it and bully you about it every single time you see them. Why am I doing this to myself? If you made it this far in the video, thank you for listening to all my embarrassing stories. Make sure to subscribe, because someday I'm going to be famous. You can think of it as a clout investment. So subscribe, like, comment your most, please comment your most embarrassing story to make me feel better about posting this video. I will see you guys in the next one, which will be Sunday. Bye.